Is only the Dave just checked the numbers. This is the only 14th time that we've been able to do this, and what we've got today is another $3 million Safe Mile Award. So I've got the recipient's fleet manager up here, Mr. Tassin. Sometimes goes by Mr. T on the Qualcomm, but come on up, Cliff, if you would, please.
Cliff started here in 1990.
November 1990.
1990, okay. And you came, I got my fleet in 1993, and he and I have been together. It's been my honor and privilege to dispatch him the vast majority of those 3 million miles. Wow. This is probably one of the most professional drivers I've ever dealt with in all my years. He is a pleasure to work with. Safety is what he does. It's what he's about. He's extremely good with our customers. He always looks good. He smells good. You never see him dirty and messy. He is a professional. I mean, he is the epitome of what we want and what we represent and what we take pride in. And it is an honor to present him his award for 3 million safe miles. We've got a nice jacket over here. Round of applause. Here you go.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Cliff, when you started your trucking career 40 years ago, is that right?
That's right, in 1974.
Wow, 40 years.
Yeah,
and so you've got 3 million here, and you've got another...
A total of 5 million accident-free miles.
You haven't even bumped into anything in the back?
Well, I've had a couple of nicks here and there, but no moving accidents.
No moving,
no major
no chargeables?
accidents, no.
How do you do that?
Well, the main thing is no surviving witnesses. That makes it a lot easier.
That's going on Facebook.
It really comes down to taking a lot of extra trouble. You know, it comes down to the get out and look thing. It comes down to being more careful about your turns. Always remember you have a trailer behind you when you're turning. You know, you look at all the curbs and all the signs and everything that you see that were knocked over and run over by trailers for no reason. You know, remember you have a trailer behind you. Remember how much it weighs, how hard it is to stop. That, you know, the extra trouble. You can't just go down in a daze. You have to be paying attention 100% of the time, because if you're not, Murphy is right there to bite you. You know, I've thought a lot about the Smith system. I used to teach it, I drive it. All the parts of the Smith system are critical, every part of it. The most important part is get the big picture, because if you get the big picture, the other 4 parts come into play. But getting the big picture, you know, it says aim high and steering. That's part of the big picture. Make sure they see you as another part of the big picture. Give yourself an out. You know, don't get trapped in a box. All the parts fit together, and they're not just some little acronym that the safety people come up with. You have to actually live that Smith system, live the safety system. Do that, and with a little bit of luck, everything will work out just fine.
Cliff,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Cliff, you were telling me yesterday, I think in your early years of trucking, you started off as flatbed, and you were hauling pipes for an oil field.
Well,
tell me about it. Repeat that story.
It was oil field and heavy haul that I did, starting back in 1974. And you learn a lot there about safety and about operation, because when you're hauling oil field pipe that just come out of the hole, it's got a lot of raw oil on it. It's very slippery. Change won't hold it from sliding forward. You learn about following distance and reaction time, stopping distance. You learn about, because I started out with spring ride trailers. And in those days, you didn't have airbags, you didn't even have shock absorbers. If you go around a curve too fast, it's going to roll, it's going to shift, and if you stop too hard, you're going to get 50,000 pounds of pipe up in the cab with you. So, you learn a lot about defensive driving, learning to anticipate the moves you might need to make and anticipating the moves other people are going to make. You learn to be a fortune teller. And and it really came into play through the years as far as, Steve mentioned to me yesterday that they don't have any recorded hard brakes on me. I don't want to stop hard. It's hard on my truck, it's hard on my nerves, and if I hit something, it's going to be hard on them. So, it's all about that anticipation. Get the big picture, know what's going to happen or what might happen and what you're going to do if the might comes into play.
I'll also add this, since we've been keeping track of these stability control events. I've got Charlie Conley on my fleet that earned his $3 million earlier this year. Jerome Lobo that earned his $2 million. We've got Cliff that got his $3 million. And I want to tell you, you don't see a stability control event. You just don't see it. They're extremely careful in how they drive. They're not aggressive. And here's the other thing. He's not late. Cliff's not late. He delivers straight on time. And he doesn't, he treats the customers in such a kind way. I've had numerous calls on him over the years. Yes, Keith? Just $3 a mile freight. That's correct.
That's what I told Steve a week ago. For the next 7 days, all flat, dry interstate, and no major cities.
And Wanda was doing all the driving.
Yeah, she did. My wife is also a credit to everything I've accomplished. She's been with me for the last 2 million miles, and constantly haranguing me. I had to do this, or she was going to hit me. But I give my wife and my dispatcher and my safety department and Don Lacey in absentia. Let's recognize what effort Don Lacey put into building this company into one of the safest that there is, and Robert Loper, one of the finest that there is in this country.
That's very true comments, Cliff, and everything you said. I hope everyone takes to heart what Cliff was saying, and if you just think about it for a minute and what Steve said: no hard brakes, no roll stability. That's where the no accidents comes from. He says, yeah, a little bit of luck, and yeah, maybe there was a little bit, but maybe 1%, because the other 99% was you, Cliff, and we appreciate just you out there, and you are prime, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
And you're going to take a little time off, maybe for the holidays?
We're going to take a couple of weeks here at the holidays and come back after the first with actually get started on the next million.
Okay, well, I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is we're going to help you out on that time off.
All right.
One of the things that you do get is a 3 million mile safe driver is a $5 million check from Robert.
We'll never see Cliff here again after this one.
Okay, maybe it's a $5,000 check, but regardless, it'll make your holidays better. But the bad news is it's going to go to Wanda. She made it very clear that this check should go to her, and she'll manage the money.
That's standard operating procedure.
Okay, Cliff.
I never even considered getting my check.
I understand. We're very proud of you, Cliff. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Cliff.